Now let's meet our educators. Let's meet our facilitators, our trainer. The first one is GEG Varanasi. Ma'am, Smita ma'am, Swati ma'am, can we see your cameras on so that we can all wave hello to you? Smita
It's
ma'am is
on.
joining us
Hello,
from
everyone.
Varanasi. Hi, hello ma'am. She's joining us from Varanasi. She's an IT educator, has many years of experience, a fantastic Google certified trainer, Google champion, and a GEG leader, does brilliant sessions. Please reach out to ma'am if you on her social media handles. Ma'am, when you start your sessions in your group two, both for you and Swati ma'am, do share your YouTube links,
I've
LinkedIn
already
profile, all
shared,
that
ma'am.
is
Will
there.
do. Sure,
See,
ma'am.
that's why
Sure.
you're all champions. You all complete this before I even say anything. Right? Swati ma'am,
Hi,
hello
ma'am.
ma'am.
Hi.
Again,
Hello, everyone.
someone with many years of IT experience, teaches at a school in Delhi. She's a Google certified trainer and a Google champion as well. We're excited to have you with us, Swati ma'am.
Same here, ma'am. Too excited.
Great, lovely. We've got group two facilitators, G Gurugram. We've got Gurpreet ma'am. We've got Gitika ma'am. Are you both here? Can we
Yes,
see you on camera, please?
right here.
Hi.
Yes, right
Hello
here.
again. Hello again. Two amazing educators with many years of experience. Ma'am is a Google certified innovator. Gurpreet ma'am, she's a Google champion and she's also leader for GEG program. Gitika ma'am, again, many years of experience of teaching science, does fantastic sessions on Google tools, and is a Google champion. So she'll be a part of group two. Both of them will be a part of group two, and our other two facilitators will be a part of group one. And also with these four champions, we have Hema. Hi, Hema. Again, a
Hi
champion
Sonia.
with us with teaching math, with many years of teaching math experience in classroom, and now a part of the Google Champions group, right? Okay, great. Gurpreet ma'am and Gitika ma'am have also left their LinkedIn profile here. You can do the same here, Hema, if you're comfortable. Gurpreet ma'am, also share the YouTube channel as and when you're ready, so
Absolutely.
that
We'll do that
Yes,
as
I'm
well.
sharing. I'm
To
sharing
follow.
that.
And then we'll also upload the link for the
yes,
session today.
yes,
So
yes,
we'll do
yes.
that at
Please.
the end of the session. Don't worry.
Great. Oh, that's lovely.
One
Great. Let's
step
go on
at
to the next
a
slide, please.
time.
One step at a time. Yes. I don't want to overwhelm everybody. All right. Let's go on to the next slide, please. All right. So our session today will be conducted by Gurpreet ma'am. Ma'am, over to you. I've taken 30 minutes already, so I've taken a lot of your time. Please go ahead. All the best, everyone.
Great. Thank you so much. And can we have a show of thumbs up or a Y in the chat window if you can hear me loud and clear and if you can see me somewhat, little bit? Oh, wonderful. Great. That's a wonderful audience. Great. And how excited you are for today's session. This is the beginning of your journey towards educator level 1 certification. We have been told you all are awesome educators with many years of experience. We're not here to teach you how to actually use the tools. As Sonia mentioned, we are here to make you get prepared for this certification so that it's like, stream of water flowing and you flow through the certification like that. Great. That's very encouraging to note that everyone is excited and is looking forward. Let's go forward to the next slide, Hema. Okay. So what are we going to look at today? We are absolutely exploring the global GFE communities, which is the Global for Education communities. We are going to look at an overview of Google Workspace for Education tools, and we'll be diving deep into the digital citizenship part of it, and then, of course, Google Drive. And let me once again reiterate to all the educators, we are not going to teach you about the tools. Happy to help you if you have any questions around that. But what we are focusing here in the sessions is to make the journey of the certification easier for you. And that's what we are going to do, all of us together. So after I cover a topic, we are also going to show you some sample questions, and we want all of you to attempt those questions so that you can kind of see where you stand. We are not going to ask you openly whether you failed, whether you passed, nothing like that. So please rest assured on that. Just keep the answers in your mind. And when we show you the answer, just check whether you have got it right or not. Happy to answer any queries around that as to why this particular answer or why not. So I will be going through that process as well. So that's the agenda for today. Let's absolutely, Sonia very rightly said, this is a safe and brave space. Everyone, please feel free to ask as many questions as you want. Some of the people I am connected to from my past life. I've been an educator for 25 years and now an IT thought leader working with an IT corporate. So yes, I can see a lot of messages in my chat window saying, we know you, ma'am. Yes, we acknowledge you, all the educators. We also know you. Happy to be reconnected and looking forward to the session today. Let's move on, Hiva. Okay, so first and foremost, where do we get upskilled from? So this is a question which is asked very frequently, and I'm going to, kind of spend a little more time than required on this. So everyone here in the room, please pay attention. Google has its own learning platform where all the learning journeys, not necessarily only for Google for Education, but let's say you want to learn about digital marketing. Let's say you want to learn about cloud skills. Let's say you want to learn about IT administration. So all of these tools are available and all of these learnings are available under one platform, which is called the Skill Shop. So in short, Skill Shop is the learning platform offered by Google for any and everything that you need to know under the sun about Google tools, be it cloud technologies, be it YouTube, be it digital marketing, be it Google Analytics, anything that you can think about. Of course, including our Google Workspace Essentials programs as well. So all of these are available here. Let's move forward. So I've already talked about this. It's a central hub. You can access wide range of training courses. Let's go ahead. The best part of this platform, as Sonia said, these are resources which are available free of cost to everyone. I'm again reiterating what Sonia said in the beginning. All these learning materials are available to you free of cost. The only thing that is charged is the certification. For that also you are covered. This particular cohort, all the awesome educators joining in the sessions here, if you have 80% attendance and you get 80% score in your mock exams, you are getting the voucher anyway, and you can access this exam also free of cost. So free access. Of course, the second best part, which is my favorite, because I am a self-paced learner, I am a self-motivated learner, and I'm sure all educators are like that, because challenges are thrown at us, sometimes by students, sometimes by our managements, sometimes by our own peers, and we take up the challenges very happily. And the best part is self-paced learning. So there are modules that are available which you can explore in the comfort of your homes, 24/7, anytime that suits you. I don't know what is your learning time. My learning time normally is either early morning or late nights, because I don't get any disturbances or any pings at that time. So that's my learning hour. I don't know what is yours. Let's hear it in the chat window. What is the learning opportunity or the time that you fix for yourself? I'm taking a pause here very quickly. I want to hear it in the chat window. Let's see it. Wonderful. Late night, late night. I knew it very early. Early morning. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. That's amazing. I'm happy to see that most of the people follow what I also follow. Gives me a lot of validation. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being on the same pace. Thank you so much. And of course, who does not want interactive learning? And when we say interactive learning, we mean actual interaction. You will get videos of educators who are talking to you from all over the world. You can drag and drop elements while you are learning. You can correct your answers if you feel that, oh, this doesn't sound right. Please feel free. That is the interactive learning that we are talking about. Okay, so don't worry. All this, along with the free access, along with the self-paced learning, the wonderful part is that it is interactive and you can attempt it as many times as you want. And of course, no need to say, needless, right? Certification preparation. So these sessions are a wonderful part of that. Let's go ahead. Yes. Okay. Do we want to visit the link or can we quickly put that in the chat window, Hema? That will be great. So that's the link to explore the Skillshop platform that we just talked about. You can either scan the QR code or you can click on this link and it will take you to the platform where you will get to see all the different courses that I was just mentioning, not only cloud technologies, not only Google for Education, but also YouTube and so many others, right? So feel free to explore this even after the session and keep on learning new things one after the other. That brings us back. Google Certified Educator. Who is a Google Certified Educator? So I think I've been a Google Certified Educator from 2013. We are right now in 2025. So it's been 12 years that I first attempted my Google Certified Educator. Believe me, the amount of change that I've seen in myself and people who have taken the exam, the maturity in the talk that comes when you have gone through the perspectives and learned about how other educators all over the world are utilizing these tools. Needless to say, all of us are experts, yet it becomes a different flavor when we get to know what the other person is also using it for. And that's also another reason for these sessions where we will be bringing you different perspectives about how a particular tool can be used, not only in the normal routine way, but something out of the blue, out of the box, which we keep thinking, what else is possible? As educators, that's something we are known for. So Google Certified Educator, who has passed the certification exam, and of course, they are verified for their ability to use all Google products, including Google Drive, Classroom, YouTube, Docs, Sheets, Gmail in a classroom setting, right? And so many others. I think we have so many other tools that we will be talking about. One of my personal favorites, Keep. I don't know how many of you use it, but we'll take it one step at a time. So that's the Google Certified Educator for you. Let's move on, Hema. What is in it for you? The first and the foremost question, why should I be doing it, right? Recognition is one thing. I think every one of us craves that recognition, whether within the family, within the job, outside, on LinkedIn. We see so many people sharing that we have attained this particular certification. I keep sharing in my institute as well, because I lead the L&D there as well. I keep sharing in the last 3 years since I've joined this new organization, I have done almost 20 certifications. Ah ha ha. Yes, yes, yes. That's the amazing part of it. And Sonia has very smartly put in one fun fact there. All your trainers went through GCE Level 1 exam again just before this boot camp to ensure that we don't miss any element of the exam for all of you. Yes, Sonia, very rightly, because that's how the journey is, right? We are here to talk to you about how you can be successful in this journey. And believe me, we are not going to leave any stone unturned for that, right? Great. And of course, after recognition comes the next part, which is demonstrating proficiency. As I said, I have seen all my colleagues, all my trainees, all my mentors also undergoing a change once we undergo this journey of self-paced learning on Skillshop. Because the perspective that the other educators brought to our vision was amazing, right? So you can advance in your professional development while you are also validating your own proficiency with tools. And all of you will agree that Google is Google. Knowing Google, there are so many changes that come up, even when we are sometimes, delivering the trainings and we see, oh, yesterday it was not like this, but today we see a new feature. So yes, proficiency with all of these new things that keep coming up is also something that we all enjoy as educators. So that's the second benefit. And of course, the larger goal, empower educators and students. We love to see all of you empowered and take those learnings back to your students, back to your classrooms, to make an impact, to make that journey meaningful for everyone. So we would love to see you engage and do more with your students and other educators who probably could not join in this boot camp. But if, who knows, you may be the motivator for them, or you may be the role model for them. And next time they say, come on, Gurpreet, lead us towards this journey. Yes, so we are wanting each of you to be that torch bearer for these boot camps in your organizations going forward. Wonderful. Let's go forward. Okay. So the first step is the GCE Level 1 exam. As we said, there are 2 levels. The boot camp that we are currently presenting is for level 1. Once you clear the level 1, you can voluntarily take in level 2, and a similar boot camp will be organized for that. Once this particular whole journey is through, you will be part of that if you so desire, and we will have a similar boot camp for level 2. So the journey says level 1, level 2, and then trainer, and then, of course, champion, innovator, whatever you want to be, right? Leader, whatever you want to be. But yeah, these 3 steps are linked. Level 1, level 2 is the basic requirement for being the trainer and the further journeys. Let's go forward, Rima. Of course, the fundamentals training, again, we will put that in the chat window. You can see this is the fundamentals training that you will have to go through. This is the self-paced modules that you will have to go through to cover everything that we are talking about in the boot camp for level 1. And this is the one which Hema is just presenting, the basic use of Google education tools, right? organize your classroom. Yes. Basic use of Google Workspace for education fundamentals. Let's scroll through a bit, Emma, to just give them an idea, starting with Workspace for education, and then, of course, digital literacy, Google Drive. This is what we'll be covering till today. And then, of course, we have Google Meet, chat, your docs, sheets, slides, classroom, so many of the tools all organized in a wonderful way. Of course, how can I forget forms? The favorite part of all educators, right? Assessment. So we have some wonderful modules on Google Forms, how you can use it to create surveys, how you can use it to create exams, and also gather data. And that's not all. You can also use Google Forms or the branching in Google Forms to make personalized forms. Yeah. So that's something that we'll all be learning. And that's all that is covered in this bootcamp. Of course, we will have different sessions for that. Don't get overwhelmed. All of this is not being talked about today. Today, we are just touching on digital literacy and digital citizenship as the first important topic, and then a little bit about Google Drive. Great. So that brings us to the first topic of the day, which is digital citizenship. Let's hear it in the chat window. I'm sure all of us are familiar with this word, right? We all know what digital citizenship is all about. But can you all put one word in the chat window that immediately comes to your mind when anyone says digital citizenship? Just one word only. Yes, wonderful, Piyali ma'am. That's the same for me as well. Respect, amazing, amazing. Pratik says ethics, wonderful, wonderful. Ethicals, yes. Responsible. Identity, wonderful, wonderful. Utilizing technology responsibly. See, one thing is responsibility, but utilizing technology responsibly. Wonderful, wonderful. Knowledge, of course. Digital life, how can we forget that? Yes, safe, absolutely. Absolutely. Using digital tools, online safety, wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Neha ma'am says AI as well. Okay, great, Neha ma'am. That's bringing another perspective. And that's why I say all these sessions are amazing, because we get to hear so many other perspectives. Internet manners. Amazing, Kajal ma'am. I would say netiquettes, right? So what are those etiquettes? Yes, Monica ma'am. Let's have a round of applause for Monica ma'am. Netiquettes is the word that I was going to mention. So just like we were taught when we were toddlers or when we were growing up, our parents taught us the etiquettes of social life. Similarly, digital citizenship is all about the etiquettes that we all should be following on the internet. And that's why it's called netiquettes, right? So how do we behave responsibly? How do we behave ethically? How do we behave so that everyone feels that it's a safe space? I always say, Rabindranath Tagore ji had said, where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free. And I always want internet also to be that source of wisdom for all of us. Knowledge is free, of course, but I want that everyone should feel free and safe in this digital environment as well. And that's why, as educators, I think it's one of our moral responsibilities as well to make our students aware about digital citizenship. So we will be talking about responsible, ethical, and safe use of technology on the internet. Let's move forward. 4 key aspects of digital citizenship. As you all have already mentioned it in the chat window, You all are awesome people and you're already aware of it. Educators are always awesome. But let's reiterate. First part, digital literacy, simply means understanding how to use technology effectively and critically, and also evaluate information found online. Let me give you be mindful of the fact that these sessions are especially, I would say, curated for you people, and the entire team here of Google, of Learning Links, and the champions in the session today are going to make sure that you have all the relevant information that you need to prepare for your exam. So, no need to get worried on that end at all. The sessions are being recorded, they'll be shared with you. The Google Classroom is being created. You will get access to that, where all these presentations and assessments and assignments will be uploaded. Need not worry on any of these things, right? Great. Let's move on. Next pillar, digital etiquettes. We have been talking about it, netiquettes. So communicating respectfully and appropriately online, respecting others' privacy, and following online rules and guidelines. Sometimes it surprises me that even after so many years of service, we sometimes find students who are still not aware that when you're writing a mail, you should not be writing it in capitals. Writing in capitals is as akin to shouting. So in physical world, if I shout at somebody, it's considered wrong practice. Similarly, in the digital world, if I am writing in capitals, it means I'm shouting at that person. Also, students these days, they have a habit of writing question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. According to your digital etiquettes, again, this is same as if you are questioning the authority of the other person. So let's be very, very careful about these practices. And this is what we are talking about, taking back to our educators and our students and our classrooms, so that the students that are coming up in the digital age, they are natives, of course. We are still adopters, but they are natives. Yet these finer lines or finer things have to yet take practice in their daily lives. So that's what we are trying to build with this particular module in the Google for Education group, right? Fourth pillar, online safety. Of course, I think I said enough when I started saying that Rabindranath Tagore's saying is still valid. And I actually envision an internet world which is safe for everyone. So protecting personal information, recognizing and avoiding online threats, and using strong passwords is something that is absolutely non-negotiable, right? I I don't know how many of you are aware, yet there is let's move on, and I will talk about some examples as we go in deep of this. So what are the principles of digital citizenship? We talked about online safety, privacy, ethical technology use, cyberbullying, and digital literacy, right? Let's go forward. Yes, my favorite topic, digital footprint. Every interaction we have online, whether it is surfing the internet, whether it is visiting a website, or whether it is liking a post on social media, you are creating a digital footprint through all of these activities. Now, there are two types of digital footprints, passive and active, right? Something that you are doing unknowingly is called passive digital footprint. Something that you're doing knowingly is called active digital footprint. Let's say you visit a website, place an order on a shopping website, active digital footprint, right? You are creating your own profile there. Versus you went to a social media platform, you clicked on like, you liked two posts about Google, and they think, oh, this person is very interested in Google. Let's start showing a lot of ads about Google search. That's called passive digital footprint. You didn't ask them to do it, but they did it, right? So we have to be aware of the differentiation between the two, make our students aware of it, and actively curate our digital footprint. I always tell that to the educators. Be very, very particular about curating your digital footprint, because as you walk on sand, your footprints are made, but when the wave comes, that footprint can get washed away. Versus the digital footprint that you're creating for yourself will not get washed away. It will stay even after years and years of your existence. So let's be very, very mindful of what digital footprint we are creating for ourselves. Let's move on. Three main rules of digital citizenship: respect, protect, report. Everyone, including your own privacy. Here, the most important thing to understand is copyright and fair use. As I talked about plagiarism, are we promoting plagiarism or are we controlling plagiarism? Are we making sure that our students are well versed with what are the different types of copyrights, or are we just telling them search on Google, get back to us, make notes, right? So that's the ecosystem that we are trying to build here. Respect everyone's privacy, including your own. Use copyrights. Most of our educators here would have some papers published in journals, right? Or they would be doing some research on topics that require very sensitive information, which is to be, not leaked. So in case somebody is not respecting your privacy and they are talking about these things in the open, your privacy is getting compromised. So let's be sure that we have all these things in place to take care of our own privacy and privacy of others. I see Gitika ma'am has raised her hand. Ma'am, please go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. In the audience, there's one Savita ma'am is there, and she's asking you for one more example of active and passive footprint. So, could you please elaborate on that?
Absolutely, absolutely, Savita ma'am. Thank you for that question. And let me give you a very quick example of active and passive digital footprint. You go to Starbucks. I'm sure all of us love Starbucks. Just one coffee brand. I'm sure there are other coffee brands as well, which people like, but I've just named one random one. When you go to Starbucks and you place an order, they ask you for your personal details, right? You share your details, probably your birthday as well, probably your date of anniversary as well, and they would probably send you a birthday cake or an offer on your birth date, right? This is active digital footprint that you've created because you have visited their website and you have shared your information willingly with them. Savita ma'am, can I see a thumbs up if you have got this active digital footprint? Let's quickly see your thumbs up. And Geetika ma'am, because too many things on my screen. Wonderful.
Yes, ma'am.
Great.
Yeah, she shares.
Great. Wonderful. Now, versus an example where you went to a cyber cafe and you, or probably a co-working space, and you logged in to your email ID there. They had some mechanism of tracking who all have logged in to their Gmails probably on that particular day. So they make a note of it. Okay. Now, you didn't do anything. You simply visited different websites, but because you used Gmail to visit those websites, those emails were tracked, or those probably activity was tracked. This is passive digital footprint. You did not know. Just because you have used your Google ID, they will be tracking it. You did not know this. So you did not know, you did not share your information, but the website, or probably that particular cyber cafe, or probably that particular co-working space tracked your activity. That's a passive digital footprint that you're creating for yourself. And that's why we always say use incognito mode when you are using public computers. Incognito mode is made in Chrome for precisely this reason, that in case you're visiting a co-working space or accessing somebody else's computer and you want to visit some websites or you want to do some secure transaction and you don't want it to be tracked, please use incognito mode so that as soon as you close that window, all those traces are erased. Yes, Geetika ma'am.
Ma'am, there's one more question. They are saying, what about DPDA if data fiduciary is storing the information without permission in case of this passive digital footprint?
Absolutely. Nitin's a very good question. And I think for this, it's not a part of the session, but let's quickly, I'll answer in one line. Whatever data laws are governing the place that you are in is what you have to be aware about. So just to protect your own identity and your own information, please be very aware of what are the data laws that are governing the place that you are in. Again, very simply put, there may be different GDPR laws in Europe and of course different in America and of course very different in India, right? But the place that we are staying in, are we aware of those rules in that place? Are we aware what does India government say or what is the Indian stand on these particular laws? That's what you have to be aware of. So just in the interest of time, I hope that answers your question, sir. Great. Let's go forward.
Yeah, somebody has just asked about the incognito window also. So can we just quickly tell them what exactly the word incognito mean?
Yes. Is that, can you name who's asked that question?
Yeah, actually, I will.
No problem. No problem.
Yes, it is.
Neha ma'am. Neha ma'am, right?
Yes, Neha ma'am, yes.
Neha ma'am, incognito mode, when we start a Google Chrome browser, okay, when you right click to start a browser, by default, when you open a browser, the browser opens in open mode, right? Which means whatever activity you are doing will be tracked, and that is for sometimes our own benefit. For example, a person like me keeps almost 20 tabs open when I'm researching on topics, right? I will have 20 tabs open and I, kind of switch from one tab to the other, and then probably I will make notes and then close all of them at the end of it. But at any given moment, there will be 20 tabs open. And in case the power goes off at that time, and let's say my laptop does not have enough charge, it's gone, right? It's conked off. Now, when the power gets back and I charge my laptop and I start my browser again, it will say, do you want to open your tabs that were open? So the history is getting tracked. That's what is the basic purpose of getting all those tracked. But when you are doing some financial transaction or when you're using a public computer, it's always said or advised that please use incognito mode. How do you start the incognito mode? Simply by right clicking, you say use incognito mode. So wherever your browser is, Google Chrome, when you right click, it says new window or it's a new incognito window. So use new incognito window, and the purpose behind it is that your activity is not getting tracked. Okay, the only reason for that is whenever you do not want your financial transactions or any of the research work that you're doing to be kept in history, please use incognito mode. And that's what a lot of students also do to make a fool of their parents. So let's not go there. Wonderful. So that's protect. And of course, the last part is report. Never afraid of cyberbullying. Never ever be afraid of cyberbullies or cyberbullying. Always save the evidences and report the incidents. So, of course, we are teaching our students to respect and protect, but God forbid something happens, it's very essential to report it so that it is taken care of and nobody else suffers it the way the person has, right? I can take a very simple example of this. um, in terms of fake calls that we get. So all of us mostly use Truecaller. Why do we do that? We just want to know that it should not be somebody who's not wanted, or it should not be a phishing call, or it should not be a fake number, or it should not be a junk number. And that's what Truecaller basically does, right? It filters out all those junk numbers. It tells you this is a junk number, don't pick it up. And it makes your life easier. So I always tell everyone, in case it is not showing as a junk number and you get a call from a telecaller or somebody who's a fake caller, please always block that number and report that number, right? So that's what all of us have to do, because cyber bullies can be anywhere. It can be a person who's very known to you. It can be a person who's very close to you. So we have to make our students educated about this fact that in case something wrong happens, please come and talk to anybody you are comfortable with, not necessarily a parent. Sometimes they do get scared. If they are very comfortable with their parents, nothing like it. But if they are not comfortable with their parents, it's, some educator, I'm sure, they will have whom they will feel, oh, this person is my mentor and he or she will understand. So let's create that safe space and always educate your students and yourselves and your peers that never be afraid of cyberbullying. Save the evidences and report it to the cyber cell. Each, police uh, station these days, it is mandatory for them to have a cyber cell. So please keep your evidences ready and report the matter. Let's move on. Okay, safety. And this is something that all of us are familiar with. Let's quickly rewire ourselves. Of course, we need to have strong passwords. Of course, we need to have multi-factor authentication. We need to be beware of phishing scams. We need to be very, very aware of security softwares and always keep our softwares updated. I think we are blessed. We are born, rather, we are working in the Google age. So our Chrome updates, kind of take care of everything. Gone are those days when we had to rewire, or restart our systems to, make sure that our software is updated. Anybody who's working with Chromebooks will agree with me, and I have a Google Pixel as well in the phone as well. So I'm sure every one of you will agree that this is one of the most toughest part, keeping your software updated. But I think automatic updates is something that we should all be enabling so that our Chrome browsers or our Chromebooks are always up to date and they are taken care of. Strong passwords or passphrases, as now we use. So gone are the, I think passwords is passe, and now we have passphrases. So you can use passphrases. Make sure it is at least 10 characters, and it should have a combination of uppercase, lowercase, some special characters so that it makes a strong password. And of course, let's move on. I think this is talked about in the next slide as well, that always use unique passwords, right? Whenever I go and take these sessions with educators, I ask them, what is your biggest worry? And they say intellectual properties. So their, notes, their research that they may be doing is their concern. And where is it all kept? In your Google Drive, right? On the cloud. But if you don't have a strong password or a unique password, so when I ask them, how many times do you change your passwords? They would say, only when I forget. Oh, that's the catch. So if you are one of those who changes passwords only when they forget, then please beware. There are sites now that you can go and check if your data has been in a breach. Please immediately change your passwords and always use different passwords for different sites. And as I was saying, use capital letters, small letter, digits, and special letters so that it's difficult to, crack. Never share your passwords and always use two-way authentication. So what do you mean by two-way authentication? So not just putting the password lets you in. It also says, okay, I've sent a note or I've sent a digit on your phone. Please put that secure code and then only you will be let in. So in simple words, that's the two-factor authentication that we are talking about. And we have on the slide an example of a strong password. Of course, this is difficult to remember, but that's what password managers are made for, right? Google has an awesome password manager. Feel free to use that. And of course, a weak password is Gurpreet123, ABCD123, I love you 123, and so on and so forth, right? So let's avoid using these kind of passwords and use strong passwords for our own security. Let's move on. Hema, let's move on. Thank you. So that's all that we had to cover in digital citizenship. Let's quickly hear it in the chat window. There are the 7 points here on the slide. Managing your digital footprint, how to protect yourself with good, strong passwords, using two-step verification, understanding privacy settings, be able to spot a scam, behave properly online, and dealing with cyber bullies. Let's hear it in the chat window if all of these are clear. Let's say C in the chat window very quickly. C, yes, 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 C, wonderful, great. Wonderful, let's go forward. Thank you so much, thank you. And now, as I mentioned, after every topic that we cover, we will be checking our understanding. We will show you the question. If you are strong enough or confident enough, put the answer in the chat window. We don't mind. And then we'll show you the answer as well. Let's go with the first question. How does technology help cater to individual student needs? Now, educators, I would like to draw your attention to this question, because if you see, the question is very simple. But normally, all of us are used to, when it is an MCQ, we will pick only one option. But let's read this question carefully. It says, how does technology help cater to individual student needs? And then in bracket, it says, select all that apply. Whenever there is this text, select all that apply, it is an indication to you that there is more than one answer to it. So right now, here we see access to technology impacts learning more than teaching. Resources can be personalized for students. Teachers can write code that makes students behave better, and students can take ownership. Let's hear it in the chat window. If you're comfortable, please put your answers, and then we'll move on to and show you the answer. And we'll discuss it as well.
Many of them have given the answer A, B, D.
A, B, D. Yes, yes. Wonderful. And that's the correct answer. A, B, and D. And let's see why C is not the answer. We are not telling you to code. Don't worry. We have educators not only from computer science, but other backgrounds as well in the call. And we don't worry, we are not going to make you code. Okay, so let's not worry you. So obviously, teachers can write code that makes students behave better. is not actually the correct usage of technology. And that's why A, B, and D are the correct answers. This is by elimination. C is removed. Why A? Of course, we look for access to technology because it impacts learning more than teaching. It's not a gain of a teacher more, it's a gain of a student more. That's what this line is actually conveying. Let's go to the next question. Which of the following describes a digital classroom? And again, select all that apply.
A
So that
place where students use
more than
technology to
one,
collaborate and communicate in
right?
authentic ways. Place where students
A place where teachers are facilitators of learning, a place where students use technology to collaborate and communicate in authentic ways, a place where students have access to online resources that they can use to solve problems, and a place where every student is working alone on a device. Let's see.
Most of them have given the answer A, B, C.
Great. And I saw a few Ds, but I think that was one among rare. So obviously, A, B, C is the correct answer. We do not want people to just work alone on a device because that's not what a digital classroom actually looks like. We want people to learn collaboration and creativity as well. So D is not the correct answer. The rest, the three, are correct. Let's go forward. When selecting a digital tool to integrate into your classroom, where should you start? And of course, no text this time. So there is only one answer. Let's hear it in the chat window. With the features of the app, with your learning objectives, with your technology acceptable use policy, or with a project in mind. Obviously,
Mostly are giving B as the answer with your learning objectives.
obviously, everyone knows this. Where to begin? With your learning objectives. Keep the objectives clear in mind and choose the tool wisely as per your objective. Absolutely. Let's have a round of applause for all the awesome educators. We've finished one complete topic. Great. Let's move on to the next topic. Oh, there's one more. Sorry. One benefit of augmenting a course textbook with digital resources is, again, just one correct answer. Costless, solves discipline issues, increases student engagement, reduces paper usage.
They are giving C.
Absolutely correct. C is the right answer. And let's give a round of applause to all of us once again. Hema ma'am, can we show the correct answer, please? Wonderful. Great. And as usual, all our wonderful educators have given the correct answer. Let's move forward. What are ways students can ensure that their information is not saved in their Chrome browser? Oh, I talked about it. When they are done in the computer lab each day, select all that apply. Clear the browsing history, utilize Chrome profiles, use an incognito window, shut down the computer. Select all that apply.
Mostly they have given the answer as B. Some of them are giving B and D also.
Great. So the right answer is B and D. Use an incognito window or clear the browsing history. That's what I said. In case you do not want your history to be tracked, please make sure that you erase the history. Wonderful. Let's go forward. And that brings us to the second topic of the day, which is Google Drive. And I see some echo. Okay, Ritu ma'am. Okay. Great. So now that yes,
before proceeding, Sachin ji has raised his hand. Sachin ji, is there any query?
sorry, I missed that out.
Sachin ji, is there any query? Okay, ma'am. Please proceed, ma'am.
Great, thank you. Of course, Google Drive, my favorite, everyone's favorite, who loves to store everything on the cloud. This is our magic tool for organizing and creating files all in one place. And where is that place? In the cloud. We can get access to them from anywhere, anytime, if we have it on the cloud. Remember, gone are those days, right? We used to use pen drives. Why would we use pen drives? Because we wanted all our information safe in one place. Either we used to have hard disk information stored, or we used to use pen drive. But now the new norm is everything on the cloud, so that I can access this 24/7, anywhere, anytime. And that's what is your magic tool Google Drive all about. It's a free service from Google that allows you to store files online and access them anywhere using the cloud. Google Drive also gives you access to free web-based applications like Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, and so much more. At this point, I want to quickly ask a question, and let's hear it in the chat window. How many of you know? I'm sure all of you know, but still, I just want to throw a question. How many of you know what is the amount of storage that you get with a free? Yogeshwar sir, I love this. You don't even want me to complete the question. Somebody said, Padmaja ma'am, 100 GB. Padmaja ma'am, that is after your GFE accounts, right? So once you are a GFE user, the pro licenses, that's when you get your upgraded storage. But the normal storage space that anybody and everybody gets as a Google Drive user is 15 GB. Wonderful. Let's go forward. What are the key features? Of course, cloud storage, we have already talked about it. File sharing and collaboration. And again, educators, please remember, these are all the features that will be tested from the exam perspective. And that is why we are touching on these more rather than others. It's not that these are the only things that you have to learn in Google Drive. I'm sure all of you already are doing much more with Google Drive apart from all of this. Yet, these are the features that you should be absolutely hands-on in your, I would say, practice, so that the questions that you get in the exam, you are able to navigate through them very easily and very smoothly, right? So, of course, cloud storage, what is the minimum storage? How much you can you upgrade? Can you not upgrade? How do you upgrade? Which of the tools, or rather, does a Google Doc take space in your Google Drive, or probably Microsoft Word file? If you upload that, okay, to your Google Drive, will it take space? Can you do that? These are the kind of questions that you should be mostly clear with when we are talking about cloud storage and file sharing, right? File sharing and collaboration also means that you should be absolutely clear about the three modes. And of course, then, how do you access your Google Drive files from any of the devices? What is the meaning of backup and sync? What are the search functionalities available? How do you integrate with other Google services? Let's go on. Of course, how do you access Google Drive? First of all, so from the waffle, you click and you choose Google Drive. Yes, Hema ma'am, you have your hand raised.
Yeah, ma'am, I'm stop sharing. This you can showcase directly through the demo.
Okay, perfect. Let's do that. And I'm going to quickly share my screen. And let me know when my screen comes up, which should be now.
Yes, we
Yes?
can see.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Great. So let's quickly understand the different things in my Drive. Of course, first we were talking about how do you access Drive. So click on the Google Apps icon and you look for Google Drive. Click on that and you will be taken to Drive. That's one way. Second thing is you simply put drive.google.com in your browser and it takes you to your login page where you use your same Gmail ID credentials and you go forward with it, right? So that's the second way. Of course, the third way, do we have a third way? Yes, we have. Any Google tool you are in, you will see the waffle and you can simply click on that. So it's not only from mail, you can come here, or from docs, you cannot go anywhere. So you can reach any of these tools from anywhere using the Google Apps icon. Wonderful. Now let's understand how do I actually create a new file. So we click on the new button. I can either create a folder, I can upload a file, I can upload an entire folder, or I can create new files. The common type of files are listed all here. And the interesting one to note here is Google Vids, which is the new entry here, which is the amazing AI tool to create videos using your accounts, right? And if you don't find the tool here, click on more and you have a lot of other tools like Google Drawings, Google Sites, any file, app script, collaboratory, and so many others, depending upon whether you have any of the apps enabled or not, right? So I have a lot of, apps enabled, and that's why this list is long for me. But depending upon which of these are enabled by you, you will be able to see all of them here, right? I'll take a pause here. If there are any questions,
I think Akshay sir had raised his hand for something.
okay.
Akshay sir.
Akshay sir, if you can put your question in the chat window, we will definitely quickly answer that.
No, ma'am. Actually, I was asking before that, how can we get the extra GB or
Okay.
like?
Okay, let me show you that as well. So if you see on the left panel, let me first take Akshay sir's question, although I had something else in mind, but let's take first that. So if you see storage here, and if you see mine is 100 GB, right? And below that, normally, if you have not applied or taken any particular, storage pack, then this would be 15 GB, right? And you will have get more storage. As soon as you click on get more storage, you will get to a new window where you will get your different plans. So you can pick up any of the plans that suits you. And believe me, these plans are awesome because you can also share the storage with your family. Okay, so it's actually a family pack that you can take. So I hope that answers your question, sir.
Yes,
Taken
ma'am.
yet?
Thank you.
Great.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Let's go back and I'm going to share my screen once again to my Drive. Wonderful. And let's go here back. So on the left panel, you see my drive, shared drives, shared with me, computers, recents, spam, trash, storage. We've already talked about storage. And if I click on that, you will also be able to see what are those files that are taking up storage. And in case you want to, kind of arrange them by type or by the date modified or the source, you can absolutely do that as well. Okay, so all of these our specs should be absolutely clear to you. Coming back, home is, of course, your home, where you get to see your drive in a snapshot. There are some suggested folders, depending on what work you've been doing off late, very frequently. These will be upcoming here. Okay. The files that you've currently worked on or you've recently worked on, you will see all of them. And on the top is the star, Ask Gemini. So if you have noticed, Gemini is now integrated into all your Google tools. I expect at least few questions around this as well in the exam. So you can, from any of the tools, click on this and start using Gemini from within your tool, right? So we can do that as well. Going forward, we have My Drive. When I click on My Drive, it will show all the files that are there in My Drive, and I can see this in two views.
I have a question, ma'am.
Yes, please.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No problem.
Ma'am, when you click on the new button,
Mhm.
you had a lot of options apart from what we have. So how have you got those apps in there or
Which,
tools in
which
there?
are the extra options that you see, ma'am? Let me first check.
Yeah.
Which is one, probably.
Ma'am, when you click on new, you have Google Sheet
Yeah,
and
so
all basic
slides and
options, but you
everything
have
will-
many more.
Yes, sheets and
How
slideshows.
did you do that?
Good question. Sheets and slides and docs will be there for everyone, including Google Forms as well. The others are the ones, as I mentioned, these are extra apps that I have given or I have added to my Google Drive. Okay. So there is a Chrome store where you can add more apps to your drive. And that's where all these extra that you see, because I use Google Colab a lot for Python files. So that's how you see a lot of these extra apps in my list. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Understood.
And I think that will be covered in one of the topics in your level 2. Okay. So don't worry on that.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Great. Next. So of course, My Drive, I was saying there are two views. You can either see the folder view. Okay. Or you can see the list view. So the list view is where you will see details of all the files and folders. And the grid view is where you will see them arranged as folders and then followed by files. So I have a lot of folders, don't get worried. But on the top will be all folders and then all files. So those are the two views for it. And then shared drives is in case you have sharing a drive with somebody where teams collaborate. So those are called shared drives. Then in case you have any computers where you are automatically syncing to. Now, what do I mean by that? I hope all of you know that Google Drive is available for offline editing as well, right? In case you have enabled offline editing and you have enabled automatically sync with your laptop or the computer that you use, then you will see that computer here. I have not enabled right now in this machine, so I don't see that. But on my personal machine, I will have this enabled. And I'll quickly show you where we do that also in a minute. Next is shared with me. These will be files that are created by other people but shared with you. So that means that let's say Hema ma'am created a file and she shared with me, are adding me as a collaborator, then that's what will be showed in this particular drive. Okay. So as you can see, these are all files that other people have created and are shared with me. Okay, these are not my own documents. And then, of course,
Preet ma'am, if
yes.
I don't know whether I am not able to see any movement or on your screen. Yeah. We are not able to see any movement on your screen if you have clicked shared with me.
Yes, I have.
No, we are not able to see. We
Let
are stuck there on
me
start. It's
share once
resharing.
again. Don't worry. Let me share
Yeah,
once again.
sure.
And let me know once it will. And now I will move and tell me if you are able to see. So I'm now clicking on shared with me.
Yes, yes, yes. Now we
Yes.
can see.
Perfect. Perfect. So this is what shared with me is all about. Somebody else has, Hema ma'am has created this and she has shared it with me. So they are not owned by me, but they are owned by somebody else, but in my drive for easy access because they have made me as a collaborator. Next is recent, where I will see all the files that I've currently recently been working on, right? Of course, Start is my favorite. I use it for easy access to anything and everything that I need to use very frequently. So that's my hack, I would say. So this is very useful for anybody and everybody who doesn't like to search. So yes. Then you have spam. Of course, my spam will always be empty because I'm very, very particular about that. You will have all the, uh, you know, messages or files that you have, kind of that should not be shown in your particular home. Those are the files that will be here, and this is automatically kind of filtered through by Google Drive. So it's an inbuilt feature. Any file that they feel has been shared with more than 1000 people, it's automatically labeled as spam. Okay, so you may see some of those files which are shared with a larger group of people appearing in the spam. Make sure that you kind of very, very actively keep deleting this. Automatically it gets deleted after 30 days. Similar with trash, anything that you delete, you can still recover it within 30 days if it is in your trash. Okay, so you see my trash is also always clean. So that's how it is. That's how I am wired actually. But yes, anything that you have deleted, you that will not get deleted physically. It will stay in your trash and you can restore it back to your drive within 30 days. And now coming to the most important part, how do I enable my drive for desktop? So click on the gear icon here on the top, and here you see Get Drive for Desktop. This is what you should be using in case you want to connect or sync all your Google Drive files with your computer. Okay, so that's the place to click. Also, settings. Let's go quickly into this. And my favorite setting here is the offline access. Let's say I'm traveling and I want to work on my lesson plan or maybe my research paper when I am traveling. So I will enable this offline feature. All the docs, sheets, and slides will automatically be available to me even if there is no internet. I can continue working on my files, and as soon as I land and I get some internet connection, those files automatically get synced with the cloud storage. So all the changes that you made in the offline mode when you did not have an active internet connection will automatically get uploaded to your drive when you get internet access if you have enabled the offline motion, right? So that's a little bit of the important aspects that I wanted to cover in the drive. Last but not the least is the search feature. So let's say you want to search for all the PDFs, okay? Just write PDF and all PDFs coming up. Can we have everybody on mute, please? Jasmine ma'am. Great. Thank you. So if I write doc, so you will see all docs coming up, irrespective of the fact whether it is a Google Doc or not. You will see all of them coming up. Similarly, if I write slides, I will see all slides coming up, right? So that's the keyword that you can use to quickly reach a particular type of file. Also, you can search for a specific name. So let's say digital literacy or digital citizenship. I have digital and see all the, whether it is a slide, whether it is a folder, whether it is a doc, has come up, which have this particular name, right? So those are the different things that you can use search for. And there are some advanced search features as well, which you can use.
Gurpreet ma'am,
I
your
think your
screen
screen
is
has
frozen
frozen
again.
again.
We can't see anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are not able to see. And one more query is there. They want to see how we are doing this offline. That offline setting which you have done.
Why is it so that it's getting freezed? Let's do that once again. Give me a second.
Technology.
And one more query is there, Gurpreet ma'am. How do we change the ownership of the folders made by me to one of my colleagues? Is there a way? So how do we basically swap the ownership?
Let's take them one by one. Since my screen is again shared, first question first. So how
Offline mode.
offline? Go to the gear icon, go to settings, and here scroll down, and you have something called offline. Is this visible now?
Yes.
Great. So if
Yes,
as
ma'am,
soon as,
it is.
as soon as I enable this, it will, kind of start syncing all my files for offline editing. If the internet goes, they will keep syncing to my local storage. And as soon as I get internet, it will automatically get synced to my cloud. So that's the easy part of it. Let's go back. And what was the next question?
Ownership rights of the folders.
I have not yet talked about it, but I was just talking about advanced settings. Let's first complete that and we'll come to the collaboration part. Okay, advanced search. You can search by any type, as I just mentioned. You can choose the type. Okay. You can have typical words that you think are there in that file. So you can mention that. You can also mention the term that matches with the file name. So as I showed digital, so let's say I will say owner is owned by me, has the words digital citizenship, and item name is also something around digital. Location is my drive shared with me anywhere. So I'm saying anywhere, right? So see, and I'm not putting a limit on the date and time. Type is, let's say, presentation. Okay, so all this I've filled up. Let's say search. And I'm not the owner of anything that has digital citizenship and title digital and is a presentation and has been modified in that particular date. Okay, so that's how you can use the advanced features. And this is very useful. I'll tell you how and why this is useful. This is very useful when I want to see that is this presentation made by me or was it created by somebody else and shared with me. Okay, a lot of time I work on collaborative documents. Okay, and a lot of time I think, oh, this was created by me. But then when I check on the advanced settings, I get to know that, oh, these files are created by so and so person. So that's how I use it. Your use cases may be different. Wonderful. Now coming to sharing part, one of my favorite things. So let's quickly open any particular document. And okay, which one? something that's not okay. Here, you see these 3 dots, the magic 3 dots. Okay, just click on the 3 dots and say share. When you click on share, a window opens up. You can put the name of the people that you want to share it with. So let's share with trainer 2, right? Do you want to notify this person? Yes or no? If you notify, there will be a mail that goes to them. If you do not notify, then that is simply shared with them. They will not get a mail for them. So that's a very, very interesting thing that you should know. And of course, the 3 ways that you can share: viewer, commenter, or editor. You will make anybody an editor when you want them to have full access to your file so that they can share it further with other people as well. You will make them a viewer when you just want them to know what is there in the file, but you don't want to give them any edit rights, and also don't want to give them any further sharing rights. You will make them a commenter when you want them not to have the edit rights, maybe have viewer, of course have viewer rights, not maybe, of course have viewer rights, but also have the right to tell you certain things. Okay, so something like your head of the departments, or maybe your deans, you would want to give the commenter right, because they would want to go through a proposal that you're making for upcoming fest or anything, and you want them to go through the plan and give their comments. Is it good to go? Is it something that you don't you want some tweak around? So that kind of comments. So those are the 3 rights. I hope I've answered the question. Any other questions, I'm happy to answer them. And let me stop sharing as well. I think we've covered almost everything and we are bang on time. Okay, any questions? File upload, we've covered.
So there's Rashida ma'am is asking that can we share a file with editing rights but not allowed to print or share that file further?
Yes, you can. You can. There is a checkbox. You can check that box and that person will not be able to download the file or share it further. You can. So the checklist, let's quickly go through the checklist. We've learned how to create, access, and organize files. We have learned how to work with, Word files. Oh, did I cover that? Let's quickly do that. Give me a second. Let's quickly do that. I think I missed out on one point. Let's quickly do that. Okay. And here we go. So in the settings itself, there is another magic option, uploads. So when you click on this, any file that you upload, if it's not a Google Doc editor format, it will convert it into one. What it means, let's say you are uploading a PowerPoint presentation. When you upload it, it automatically gets converted to a Google Slides format. Let's say you are uploading a Word file and you want it to automatically convert to Google Docs. Just click this button, keep this handy, and this is a toggle button. If you don't want it sometimes, put it off. You want it, just check it, right? So that's a checkbox for you. Very, very useful and very, very, I would say, handy in case you work with a lot of Word doc files, which are now getting converted to Google Docs. I don't think this group will be more of that. I assume that most of us will be working with Google Docs, right? And that's why I forgot to talk about it. Anyway, apologies. now that we have covered. Okay, offline access, we've covered. Different sharing, we've covered. Creating and managing folders, we've covered. Any other
Sundarji has
questions?
raised his hand. Sundar. Yes, Sundar.
Sundar sir.
Yeah, Sundar sir.
Sundar sir, do you have, okay, he's lowered his hand. Jasmine ma'am, do you have any question?
We have three options. We can give editing option. We can give
Commenting
just
or
yes,
viewing?
commenting and just viewing. So you cannot transfer ownership. Matlab, if the file is made by you, you cannot transfer the ownership, right?
You can transfer ownership, but that's a different setting altogether. When you are creating the file, you can't transfer ownership. Okay, but that's a totally different setting. When and Hema ma'am, please correct me. What is the latest on that? I have not used it for a long time.
Right. Okay.
Ma'am, I can help
So-
with that if you want.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Within the domain, ownership can be transferred. Once your file is created, you're the owner. If you go on the three dots or the snowman, you'll have that option of transferring ownership. Like the point from where you share access, let's say Gurpreet ma'am and I are in the same organization and she is an editor or a viewer. If you click on that option of settings, you'll see down below there's an option to transfer ownership. So that is possible, but within the domain.
So that
Okay.
means personal, files share transferring is not possible. Let's say you're all in the same domain of your own school, you can transfer the ownership to another person of your school. And this is, of course, very handy. Thank you so much for that question, ma'am. Because when, let's say, one person is stepping down or the other person is taking responsibility of a particular role, then it becomes very, very important for this. So thank you so much for bringing that question up, Jasmine ma'am. Any other questions?
For
Hello.
the changing the ownership of folders also.
Same thing, same works. It will work same in the same manner, ma'am. Vyali ma'am says, can we share a file, same file with two different people with two different rights? Of course, absolutely, ma'am, you can. So let's say you want to give viewing rights to all your peers and commenting rights to your HOD, absolutely possible.
Ma'am, let's take MCQs first, and towards the end, we will be there for 5-10 minutes. We can pick up all the queries there.
Wonderful. Let's go for the MCQs. Yes. Sharing a file within a folder allows users to see all content in the folder in which it is stored. True or false?
A is coming as the option. A. Most
The
of them have
correct
given
answer
A as
is false. It is only the file that you're sharing will be visible to the other people because you've only given rights for that. It's not that the entire folder is shared. So sharing a file within a folder does not allow users to see all content in the folder. I hope that's correct. Wonderful. Let's go ahead. Where are the documents that you place on Google Drive stored? Yes, this is an interesting. On your school network,
Everyone has given D as the answer. D,
somewhere
D,
in California or in the cloud. Yes, of course, it's in the cloud. I said that so many times. Yes, let's move forward. Which of the following file types can be uploaded to Google Drive? Word, photos, videos, all of the above. And I showed you my Drive specifically for this reason. Yes, of course. Everyone has
all
got
of
the
the
answer.
above. Yes.
Great. Let's go forward. Once you create a file, you must dash it. Share it, hide it, save it, name it. Pretty simple. And I'm sure everyone will get it right. Although I did not talk. Let's see. Okay, yes, very correct. Wonderful. Let's go forward. Others give us access to view or edit are found in. I'm sure everyone will give the right answer here. We talked about it. Let's see, let's see, let's see.
Answering A.
Oh, they are giving B as the answer. Shared with me.
Yes, very good. Great. And do we have another question? Yes. If we can't find a file, but we know we opened it yesterday, we can look it here. Of course, this also we talked about. Let's get the right answer in the chat window. Joy sir, it is answer of previous question. What is it? Recent, start, trash, shared with me. Come on, educators. I know we are up. We are up by the time. Let's quickly finish. Yes.
A is coming as the answer. Yes. A.
Yeah. Very right. Great, great, great.
मेरा फास्ट है ना
We can see while sharing a file or a folder.
We request everyone to get themselves on mute, please.
Angel ma'am, can we have you on mute, please? Okay, what are the
A is
options?
coming as the answer. Can edit.
All of these. Can
Some are
edit.
giving B also. Some are giving B. Yes. B also.
Wonderful. Great. Moving files to the trash will permanently delete them. We talked about this. True or false? True or false? Let's hear it quickly. Assignment. So we will create a folder in your drive with your school name, create as many subfolders in this folder, color each folder with a different color, upload the list of students, and believe me, this is a actual activity that you get to do in the exam as well. So a lot of times something or the other of these tasks is part of a question. So please do all these activities yourself and try it out. I'm sure all of you already know all this. It's just a revision so that we are prepared well for our exam. Yes, great. So we covered digital citizenship and Google Drive today. Next session will be on 16th July, which is Wednesday. I think, Hema ma'am, it's wrongly written as a Friday. It's Wednesday. And check your calendars. You will get the invite in your calendars. We will be covering docs and slides. And our awesome educator, Geetika ma'am, will be taking that session for you. For any query, reach out to us over the email. Thank you so much. And I really enjoyed bringing this session to you with all my awesome educators here.